President Trump has a pattern of not expressing sympathy for his perceived political enemies, even in the face of death or political violence.
I hate my opponent, and I don't want the best for them.
That was the case when President Trump responded to the death of former FBI Director Robert Mueller. This was his words on Truth Social. "Robert Mueller just died. Good, I'm glad he's dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people." It is typically customary for U.S. presidents to offer condolences after the deaths of prominent leaders and public servants, regardless of their political party. It's a tradition that President Trump has not followed. Last year, when Hollywood director Rob Reiner, a frequent critic of the president, was brutally stabbed to death, the president actually blamed him for his own death. Robert Mueller served in the FBI for more than a decade, including leading the agency during the 9/11 attacks. The president actually interviewed him during his first term in 2017, and just one day later, he was named special counsel over an investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election. President Trump repeatedly called that investigation a witch hunt, but Mueller notably never publicly confronted the president about his personal attacks against him.
I want all of the Republicans who got people fired for their reactions to Charlie Kirk's death to lock in for a minute and watch. Donald Trump just celebrated the death of Robert Mueller, a special counsel who investigated Russian interference in the 2016 election. He said, "Robert Mueller just died. Good. I'm glad he's dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people. Donald J. Trump." When random people would celebrate Charlie Kirk's death online, Republicans would get them fired, they would dox them, they would put their personal information online, and basically ruin their lives. And now, look at this. Donald Trump's celebrating somebody's death. And the thing is, no elected Democrats actually celebrated the passing of Charlie Kirk. Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, any Democrats in Congress put out a statement condemning it. But then you have Donald Trump saying, "Oh yeah, I'm glad he's gone," for Robert Mueller. It's horrific, and I expect every Republican to condemn it because that's what you guys have done before, right?
First of all, I just want to say, rest on Robert Mueller. Rest on. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. But y'all, this man tweeted, "Robert Mueller is DEAD. I'm glad that he is DEAD. And he can't hurt innocent people no more." Did you just hear what you said, sir? Did you just hear what you said? You out there doing the same thing. Then you just bombed the school with 12 girls and all them passed. All of them was unalive. You innocent people sending troops out there for no reason, and you ain't got to do with Israel. That's the same thing you doing, and you gonna say good? I'm telling you, words is powerful, and man, you better be careful. You better be careful. That's all I'm saying, cause words are powerful, honey. That's it. That's all. But rest in peace, Robert.
Several Trump supporters are actively defending Donald Trump after he celebrated the death of Robert Mueller, all because he proved that Russia interfered in the 2016 election. Keep in mind, these people got hundreds of Americans fired from their jobs because they spoke negatively about Charlie Kirk after he passed away. But Trump said Robert Mueller just died. Good, I'm glad he's dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people. Laura Loomer says, President Trump says what everyone's thinking. He's right. We shouldn't be sad when bad people die. Just a couple of months ago, Laura Loomer tried to defend Ilhan Omar being assaulted at her town hall because she celebrated Charlie Kirk's death. And in this post, she tries to use Charlie Kirk's death to justify Alex Preddy losing his life to a federal agent. Next, we have Gunther Eagleman saying, no need to shed tears for a man that played a very important role in the largest conspiracy against America. This guy's made countless posts about the left celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, but he has absolutely no problem when Trump does it. He even tried to justify Donald Trump threatening to hang members of Congress by saying they laughed in your face when Charlie Kirk was killed and now they want to whine about Trump sharing the truth. Jack says nobody should have a problem with what Trump said because Robert Mueller ruined lives and put our country through an absolute crisis. But just a few months ago, this guy was encouraging people to screenshot everybody who dared to dress up as Charlie Kirk for Halloween so they could be fired from their jobs and doxxed. Robert Mueller's report proved that that Russia interfered in the 2016 election to help Donald Trump win. They did this various ways, like creating bot accounts, purchasing thousands of online ads, and impersonating U.S. citizens. They also compromised more than 30 computers at the DNC and stole emails from multiple members of Hillary Clinton's campaign. Robert Mueller exposed the truth, and Trump, along with his supporters, cannot stand it.
So Robert Mueller is dead at age 81. He's a former FBI director and special counsel. Mueller led the investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election, a probe that dominated American politics for years. His report reportedly confirmed Russian meddling, but no charges were attached to Trump. They couldn't really find anything. Still, for millions of Americans, that investigation became a symbol of something larger. For many, it was a politically driven attack. There's a lot of information on that and a lot of details, so I'm not gonna make this a super long video, but a lot of evidence point to this more or less being fabricated as a way to harm Trump. And after his death, the president didn't hold back his words. He said, and I quote, "Good, I'm glad he's dead. He can no longer hurt innocent people." And as you would expect, a lot of people, including many conservatives, called Trump out for saying that. Very harsh, very harsh. But that's all I've got for now. Click that follow button to stay up to date. And don't forget, I have a free email newsletter. The link to that is in my profile.
Yes, this is a real post from the President of the United States gleefully celebrating the death of Robert Mueller. This is absolutely deranged, and it's not normal behavior. But we've become so desensitized to Trump and his antics that there will be people out there who will just brush this off and it will be forgotten within a 24-hour news cycle. Robert Mueller was a husband, he was a father, a grandfather, a Purple Heart recipient, a public servant. His family and legacy deserve better than this type of treatment from the president. But instead, our small, petty, vindictive, grievance-driven president is cheering on his death. Why? All because Mueller was tasked with investigating Trump. When Charlie Kirk died and there were people celebrating it, I thought that was grotesque. And the right tried to get anyone who cheered it on fired. But we won't hold the President of the United States, someone that is supposed to be a role model for our children, to that same standard. There truly has never been an American president that is less suited to the role than Donald Trump. And if you're one of the people that voted for him and you excused his character and his behavior because you said you cared more about things like the cost of eggs or not getting us into any new wars or low gas prices or releasing the Epstein files or the economy, I wonder how that's going for you now.
This man in the White House is just such a troll. He is trolling the United States of America and he is trolling the entire world at this point. Now, I don't want to belittle the passing of Robert Mueller. I send my condolences to his family and friends and loved ones, because this really isn't a laughing matter. But the fact that you want to go and post that, saying that on Truth Social that he's no longer, he can no longer hurt innocent people or whatever it says, it's really just laughable at this point. And this is why he is just wanting to troll so bad, because, sir, you have no room to talk. You don't even have a millimeter to talk about wanting to preserve and protect innocent people's lives when you just started a war out of nowhere. Like the one creator I have in the video has said. And these people know what they're doing, because I'm including the MAGA influencers too, because of course they're not going to condemn what he said, because that would actually mean that they have to speak negatively about what he's saying, and that's not good for business for a lot of these MAGA influencers. They know kissing his ass and agreeing and going along with everything that he's saying is what pays the bills, and that's what keeps the engagement up, because they're trolling us as well. Y'all were bent out of shape. Y'all were crying. Y'all were going on profanity-laced rants when Charlie Kirk died about how this man was your Lord and Savior almost. And y'all wanted to dox and wanted to make people pay, quote unquote, like the one creator said, and wanting to get people fired and wanting to ruin their lives. But it's okay for a world leader, the leader of our country, to put out a post saying he's happy someone died. Let that sink in. Now, I can understand you might not have the best of feelings towards someone, and we know he's not going to do this, but couldn't you have just kept that to yourself? I just don't understand the reason to post it, but we know why he posting it, because he can and he wants to troll. That's basically what it is. And like I'm gonna say in all of my videos, when it comes to health related things, passing, people passing away and everything, I am not gonna be a person who wishes someone to die. I don't want to say, hey, I'm gonna celebrate. That's not me. I'm not saying if you do that, then you're gonna be asking for it. That's not how I think. Because I'm gonna just say this too. A lot of people might not like it. He has the right to put his feelings out there. And just like he has the right to do that whenever he dies, everyone around the world will have the right, of course, even before this, will have the right to express how they feel. And that's probably going to be a big celebration. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not saying I agree with it. I don't celebrate death. That's just me personally. So I won't be making a post about like being happy about it. But for those who don't give a damn, hey, now you have free reign to, because this will be one of the tweets, whatever they call his posts on Truth Social. You will be able to use that as leverage to be like, you did it, well, now we could do it to you. And I don't want to hear any person in MAGA being upset about it. I don't want to hear y'all threaten to dox people, get people fired. He set the boundary that anything could be posted when it comes to someone passing away. So when it's his turn, it's no hold bar for whatever people want to post. People will probably be out on the streets recording it. People will probably taking shots, whatever. I'm just putting ideas out there. But whatever they do, I don't want to see anybody in MAGA saying anything, because y'all are backing this up like, I voted for a president with a backbone. I don't blame him. I would feel the same way as well. I have seen a couple people in various comments saying that they don't agree with it, but they understand it, I guess. So that's a little bit of like kind of checking him on that. But the most of them are going to back this up as everything is okay. But when a regular, just everyday man that just so happened to have a podcast, when he died, yes, it was gruesome, it was brutal. I don't wish that upon anybody. But when everybody was expressing their thoughts about how they viewed him and how they were happy and didn't feel any remorse, y'all wanted to go up in arms about it. And y'all wanted to have people's lives ruined over a man who didn't even know y'all. But y'all held him in such a high regard as if that was like an anointed saint to y'all. But yet y'all want to back up a president just because he was investigated by Mueller, and say that he has every right to say that, which he does, and y'all are justifying it. Like, I'm just saying, like, it's whenever the time comes, even if he's in office, out of office. Again, I don't want to put a timeline on when I think, because you just really never know. Things happen at the snap of a finger. But whatever happens and when it happens, do not come out here like crying your eyes out, being hateful and threatening people's like livelihoods and jobs, and sending death threats to people who express their celebration when he passes away. I don't want to hear it. I don't even want to hear it if it's another like MAGA influencer or politician that passes away. I do not want to hear it. If y'all back it up for Trump, y'all cannot come out and say anything when it's a liberal or a progressive person expressing like their joy and happiness if someone passes away. I do not want to hear it, and I'm saying it now. But no, seriously, it's like if that's where the bar is, we can go there. I'm just saying. And I want to say that everyone has the right to say what they want, and people are going to take it there when he passes away, and y'all aren't going to like it. Y'all better get ready for that day, because you will not stop hearing about it. Something I don't really see anyone thinking about often is that, what if there's something bad that happens when he dies, though? I kind of feel like a war might start. I'm not wanting to put that out into the universe, but I kind of feel like it's gonna start a lot of things if he dies, and like the MAGA people just get up in arms and seeing people celebrate it. I don't know. We're going to have to watch and see what happens. Like I said, I don't know when that's up to God. I leave that up to God to decide. You know, whenever that day is going to be, it's going to be. We all have our time, and it's up to him above to decide that. But I don't know, something about it, it just seems like things are going to get worse, because I feel like there's going to be an up and coming politician that's going to want to take his place. And I just feel like it's going to be Trump copycats. Have y'all ever thought about that? I'm genuinely curious. Or there's somebody that's in the government now who's going to try to take his spot and want to be like a dictator and want to have these same type of extreme ideals about how to run the country, and they're going to run it down into the ground to kind of carry on his legacy in a way. I don't know. Let me know down below if y'all have ever thought about that. But anyway, you guys, I have been talking enough. Thank you guys so much if you've made it this far, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I appreciate you being here as always, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. Bye. See you later.